Oh shit, welcome to part 5 of Y'all Hate Sports. Length of games. Baseball is too long, and every other sport most people are drawn to anyway. We don't complain about the length of football or basketball games. That's the end of part 5. What are y'all thoughts about the length of games? My name is Billy Cameron. I'll see y'all in the next part of Y'all Hate Sports. Is what I would say if I was trying to grab your attention. A lot of y'all just clicked off the video. Admit it, you did. Attention spans are so short nowadays, the length of something is heavily considered. No joke, according to studies, a normal attention span in my generation especially is about 8 seconds, which is about the same attention span as a goldfish. That is down about 4 seconds from what it used to be 20 years ago. Really, ever since the birth of internet, everyone from whatever generation you come from has seen a decrease in their attention span. And all forms of media dictate this, whether it's intentional now or not. All companies now go for a minimalistic approach because they are doing everything in their power to get your eyes on their product in a matter of seconds. It's a whole reason why popular videos on TikTok are commonly less than a minute. Trying to avoid this simply doesn't work. It hasn't worked in streaming services, which has basically become online cable. It hasn't worked in music because most artists don't make long songs anymore. And it hasn't worked in sports because now everyone thinks baseball is boring because of the length. What used to be America's favorite pastime is now playing catch-up to the latest generation that was to see more home runs and less walk-ups and warm-ups at the plate. Length of baseball games peaked in 2021 at 3 hours and 11 minutes per game. That's not including any pre- and post-game shows either, so you can probably imagine come playoff time, watching baseball for almost 5 hours for potentially 7 games is going to drive a lot of people away that aren't fully committed to watching the game. Certain rules have changed, and with the future of umps being, well, robots, the game of baseball is going to change forever. Unlike its big North American counterparts, baseball doesn't have a time to it, which makes it harder for people to accept when it's a good time to actually watch a game of baseball, even if it's a good game to watch. Like, I find myself not watching the World Series and my favorite team isn't in it. But with the Super Bowl, I know the game itself is going to be 60 minutes. For the NBA Finals, 48 minutes. Even for the Stanley Cup, I know it's going to be 60 minutes in a 7-game series. Having no time limit in baseball is a pro and a con. And with attention spans only getting smaller and smaller, baseball is a sport that is trying to invest in younger generations. The MLB has its international series that's doing this year, where they're going to be playing regular series games all around the world from Korea to London. Imprinting on young kids is how you get them to believe in what you preach. Because outside of soccer, baseball is in almost every neighborhood of the world. It's one thing that they have up on the North American counterparts. Pushing the faces of the league like ultra mega stars is one thing that they have left to do. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, establishing the future with guys like Elly De La Cruz. All that matters so much right now. In 5 years' time, the MLB will either sink or swim in terms of popularity. But that rise in popularity begins with keeping the game at a controlled time for all to enjoy. I don't ever question the time of a basketball game. ABC covers like 4 of them in a single day. Same thing for football and hockey. When playoff time comes, the atmosphere and overall presentation of games matter and feel like a big deal. Just looking at this past year for the wildcard series between the Rays and the Rangers, nobody popped out for a playoff game at 1 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. This situation, of course, doesn't speak for every fan base in the MLB, but if eyes are to go on to the product, you can start by having it at a time that 1, everybody will be available, but 2, also for everyone to enjoy without crashing out by the 3rd inning. And if this means that the integrity of the game has to be, we'll say, tested, then so be it. Because baseball is never going to be regarded as America's favorite pastime anymore. We're past that. But can it still be a game enjoyed by all for all the right reasons? Yeah, I think so. Less is more, MLB. It's time to fall in line. I feel like we all wish we had more time to do the things we love, but the process that has worked for the last century needs to be fixed. Overall, what are your thoughts about the length of games? Would it matter if other sports had no time limit like baseball? Would y'all still love basketball if there wasn't a time limit, but rather a target score for the teams to meet? Let me know down in the comments below. For real this time, my name is Billy Cameron, and I'll see y'all in the next part of Y'all Hate Sports.